Okay, this time we have challenge number 28. It's some kind data cleansing steps. We have some input. It's kind of typical. We're going to get in Excel file maybe. We notice, so we have a copy data field. We need to keep track. Some blank row. You have some kind, so that's probably a row 3 is probably a column header. The corresponding segment of the data. So then the new next batch, how many rows do you have? From 4 to 12, that's 8. So it's 9 rows of data. That's 13 to query. Haven't checked the font. If we look at the F2, what's the frequency for different values? Oh, it's annoying. They have different headers for those guys. Yeah, it's in the taxable Asia, so that's what A with all the text. Then you have this R6. Um, yeah, easy way. So this we have some kind of structure. We know. Let's look to find answer. The design for we're looking for the date field. Okay, that means the top left corner. We need to pass that information out. Share class. So you have Asia R6. Okay, we can get those. You have the fund. Okay, TNA is some kind of values, and you have a different date field. Day, month, year to date, 1 year, 5 year, 15 years. Let's look. So you have a with 15 months, you want your TNA latest. What's the TNA values from? You, yeah, what's the TNA? Also, TNA is the colon itself. You want to get. Oh, so TNA is a value. I've already indicated the shell we need to create as should go as a separate column we need to handle. Okay, let's give it a try. The first thing we definitely need one record ID. Every time you have some messy data, you have rows column, you want job row, job column. Probably some pivoting involved, but a dummy record ID make it easy to always trace back the row and the column. It does nothing. Then once that row is out, we can pass the information. So we're interested. Uh, we probably have the header row. We can click on the input for that. So the first two rows kind of like dummy row. We don't really need it. We probably just need the dates for that report. Da, 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 da. Can be we multi-row. That's like a bit greedy of going for it, but better not. Better just skip that. Treat separate. So let's say less equals than 2. Mhm. Actually, let's just keep the first row. No equals 1. So the main data go to true, and the header data go to false. The reason to do that, because we do have one empty row, the null value, one multiple empty columns. So probably just for a small data set, we can use a data cleansing. For the data cleansing, we don't need to worry about which is no value columns. I don't want to do anything else to other stuff. They may have the new line. No. So you may have some kind of training space if you have a string field, but so far I don't see any red indicators. So we just want to remove the empty rows. For the header, we may well just do some cleaning, get our value out first. screening. We want a formula. I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to use replace to remove strings. Replace with a blank space. So that should give us purely just a date field. Then we can date and pass to get our date field out. Let's just run this. So I think it's the months. Yeah, month date. What do they call that column? They call that date column. Okay. Oh, actually, they just want a string. They don't actually want to convert into a date format. Oh, yeah, then no, so I don't even need a quick one. Let's just got a date column. Okay, get a string. That's all already. That's the thing we need because later on we can just append this column, this single cell into the data set. Yeah, that's job done. Then the top part, we removed a row and a column. Notice the record ID on the first column has changed. So the data cleaner to in the inner macro only kind of mess things up, but that's fine. That's our point with record ID. We can always sort to get our it back into the shape we want. So we're going to sort by record ID. That's fine. Let's look at the input before we do the data cleansing to see what's the next step. So the next step, I think, is I want to get the taxable column out. So pretty much everything starts with no, let's not with start tax. So another better way is because the headers they do not have corresponding font. So maybe we can use F2 as an indicator. The record number two. Yeah, we need a job row number. We need a job record number two. It's not picking up because you have a record ID for that. That's why it did not. Mm-hmm. Oh well. Not equal to two. Not equal to two. No big fan of it. Just to drop one row, drag an extra two, just drop one row. I don't find it that efficient. Ideally, I want to handle this a bit better, I guess. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, okay, let's probably just drop here. Just want to be believable. Record two, so it's less equals record two. That will handle the missing row. Because the top row is the main data, you have so many steps of transformation. You try to keep as clean as possible, so it's in the long run it's easier to maintain. The bottom one is just the header row. Simple enough, um, so we don't actually need to worry about people get complicated the actual filter during the steps. Mm. Wrong way around. That should be strictly greater than 2. We filter like not equal to 2. That should be fine. Did I drop the select? Yeah, I dropped the record ID. That's fine. So let's say data is no empty. I should handle the bottom one. That's fine. Okay. Next, let's create a formula. So basically, we'll create a separate column. In this particular case, we know F2 is the one we want to use as indicator to get a funder name out. What do they want to call that? Share class out. SHRECAS. So if your F2, oh, should be done. If F2 is null, then square bracket. If it's null, that means you are name. So you gave me the American long chunk of stuff. Else, you get regular fund. Keep F2 as test. So that should create semicolon with those. That's one row, another shareable is probably this is a row. So you're passing out the names for each those. After, you can create a multi-row formula. Yeah, let's just run it through, see the results. Because next I'm already thinking, can I apply the multi-row formula to generate all the, oh, don't give me anything. I'll just give me node. I don't want F2. So that should replace those guys, the fund, that doesn't matter. We can handle that later. Multi-row should pad out the last column. Once you pad it out, then we can handle the top. We'll try to handle the missing value. Then later on, we're going to handle the column header. We're going to move everything up. So it's almost like a handle something about row, handle something about column. We are updating the existing share class. So the idea is if you are now looking the row above, else, yeah, one row is fine. Empty now. Keep it now. So if my current share class, choose it. Let's write that as if statement. It's easy to read. If my current share class is null, then look back, then give me the row above. Else, so you know now, so that means you start a share new share class. Else it's not you just keep the current display the share class. Let's see. Good. Yeah. It's padding out the things we need. About 6. That's good. Then we can handle the header. The header is always preserved the first. Excuse me. The first row. That means dynamic. Dynamic rename should be able to handle everything. We're gonna replace from the first row. Keep everything. Let's see. Now record ID is already good header. We don't need F2. We definitely want to replace. Everything else is fine. The share class we don't need to replace. Good. That bumped everybody up. Everything's there. We do not need the font, so we can drop the font when it's null. Because those rows, when the font is null, those dummy rows we have already used them, so they are not needed anymore. It's not null, that should keep the font also. So let's see what we have. We have 40 rows, so we have a 13 column. We need a date. Share class should go first, and 13 columns. Let's see. So 13 columns. We're gonna drop the record ID. We're gonna append the date field on that. That gives 13 columns. Presumably, when we did a filter, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to drop 6 rows, so that should give 40 rows. That's the final data. That's good. We can almost foresee what's coming. Let me just drag append. Ooh, move it around. See. So one. Oh no. Let's choose. That should be a single date field. Then the top anchor should be the data flow. Let's do some selection of column. We do not care record ID. Amount of source. Ooh, what did I do? That date is not empty. So it's a date field we want to keep on. We don't care that date. For the file structure, you will move to the top. Ooh. Let's try again for the two. Data field should move to the top. Record ID dropped. TNT is there, I think. Share class should move to the second top. Still wrong selection. Highlight to the top, then drop. You have a date, you have a share class, TNT value fund name. Let's just see it's correct. Date, share, fund, TNT, TNA. Date, share, fund goes up, TNA. Everything else is in row. Then we should get the final cleaner table. Yeah. So 13 column, 40 rows with order number. Let's see. Yeah, should match up. And that is the challenge. Overall itself is not too difficult a challenge. The column headers they are already passed make life easier. Usually it's the column header. Because if you want to keep dynamic, you do not want to manually input all the column header, depend because in the future it may change. If you want to create something dynamic enough to make sure the column always line up, that's what make the workflow a bit more complicated. In our case, the data is reasonably good. There's no folded row, so you don't need unfolded data or you don't need pivot wide to transform. All the things is in the correct row column. You just need to filter out the unnecessary. So overall, it's a quite good standard challenge for data transformations. Okay, thanks for watching.